Okay, we should be able to begin in a minute now. Right. So, how excited are you all? How are you feeling? Today is the first masterclass. You've all completed your learning plan. You've all submitted your certificates, right? So, how are you feeling? How is your energy today? Maybe you can just give a thumbs up, give a heart, or maybe comment on the chat. I see so many comments on the chat. I'm hoping you all are full of energy. Yes, very excited. Great. Excited. Super excited. Very nice. Okay, we are also very excited to host you guys and let us look forward to that. Yes. So I see some comments on the offer letter thing. Let us just talk about the offer letter in a minute. We're just waiting for everyone so that we can answer it for all of you, right? Okay. Yes. So now there is a good news for all of you that the offer letters of everyone is now available for you to download. You can be able to download it from the link that we had shared with you. So all your offer letters are there. So everyone who has submitted their certificates, everyone who has submitted their queries, everyone's query has been answered, and we have now the right certificates and sorry the right offer letters for you on your link, right? So go ahead and download it today, go ahead and check it out today. Yes, so do not worry about the offer letters. All the offer letters are here for you on the link, so it is there in your WhatsApp group, right? So yes, hello and welcome to the masterclass 1 of data analytics with AI. Yes, so let's get started. We have all of the people who have been in the waiting rooms till now. Yes, so everyone who has been in the waiting room is now inside. So let's get started. Good evening, everyone. So as you can see, the masterclass had started on the 17th of August. The orientation day had been on that day. And this is going to continue for a month now. Okay, the last day would be 21st September. And we look forward to keep having sessions with you, keep having masterclasses and interacting with you. So this is going to be a good journey with you guys. Yes. So for the people who have not attended the orientation session and maybe this is your first session, I'll just give you a quick glimpse of what this is, what we are doing, why we are doing, and everything. And then I'll hand it over to your trainer, that is Karthik Huda, who is with us today. So let me just quickly give you a glimpse of what is this, right? So here in this session and also in the upcoming sessions, what we're going to do is we are going to be talking about IBM Skills Build. We are going to onboard you on that platform. We are going to give you some learning courses, learning plans that you can understand data analytics well with. Right. So that is something that we are going to do. And we also are going to give you a walkthrough. I'm going to do that right away. Okay. So that is something that we'll do. And we'll also have some certificates. We'll also have some projects for you to work on. So all those things will also be a part of the internship. Yes. So we all can look forward to that. Yes. So Bharat Care's CSR box is conducting this 6 week of academic internship, and this is in collaboration with AICTE and the IBM Skills Build. So all of you had registered on the AICTE first, right? And then you have come here. Yes. So for the people who have joined late or for the people who have joined from YouTube, I just wanted to reiterate that our offer letters, all the offer letters are now ready for you to download. You should be able to download it from the link on your WhatsApp group. Yes, so all of that shall be done now. Yes, going ahead, I am just going to show you the benefits of this PBL internship. Why should you attend this? Why should you attend it every day or the days that we have the master classes? Yes. So firstly, you're going to gain a lot of valuable experience. So Karthik has a lot of experience in data analytics. He is a data scientist himself, so he can give you a lot of experience on that. And also you will be able to understand what career to take now. Yes. So if you like data, you will understand that, okay, this is something that I should do. And if you do not like data or do not, maybe your interest is in ML or AI or anything, then you can choose your career path accordingly. Yes. And this will also help you to get like, of course, internships are something that we see in the job market, right? So this will also help you get an edge in the job market, wherein you will be an priority from the others who have not taken an internship. Yeah. So similarly, your internships are going to increase the power of your CV. You can show it in your CV, and also you can network with so many professionals. So we'll not just be having Karthik in between. We are going to also have various other masters, your master experts who are going to come and talk to you about data and other topics. Yes. And of course, you would have earned your certificates, right? And I did see that many of you have put them on LinkedIn. So that is really nice to see. And the people who have not put it on the LinkedIn or who have not completed the course as yet, the learning plan as yet, you can do so. And we'll share the link with you in the chat also for that. And you'll be earning a certificate of completion. So again, there was a certificate that you earned from the IBM Skills Build. You'll also earn a certificate at the end of the internship. So you have to look forward to that. And you'll also get a chance to talk to your team members, and like if you want to create a project with them, you can do so. And you are also going to gain confidence from this whole process, right? So yes, these are the benefits, and we look forward to having you all join in on time without any reminder so that we can start all our sessions on time. Yes. So I'll quickly give you a glimpse of the IBM Skills Build program and hand over the session to Karthik, because I know that all of you are excited for your masterclass and learn what is data and what and all can you do with data, right? So yes. So what is the need of this program? Why are we doing this internship? Why are we calling students? Why are we calling the engineering students and the degree students and today's youth for this? Yes. So because the unemployability rate has become so much more, if you can see, it is more than 50% now. More than half of the percentage of the youth is now unemployed. So it is important that we develop our skills. It is important that we hear, we listen what sir is talking, what he's teaching, and also implement it, right? Similarly, there is a lot of shortage in the skills. There is so much, like you can say, the employees that are there today or engineers who are there today are not having the required skills, and that is why they are losing their jobs. So we do not want to be a part of that, right? We want to be on the other end, wherein we are more of wanted in the industry, right? Similarly, half of the existing jobs have been automated, half of the jobs have been already taken by AI, have already been automated. So the like need of human beings has becoming less, right? So we do not want to be on that edge wherein we are replaced. So we need to skill ourselves, and we are going to do that with the help of IBM Skills Build and these internships. Yes. So IBM Skills Build is a digital learning platform wherein you have 85,000 plus courses, and you can go ahead and take up other courses also. For the people who have completed the data analysis course, you can go ahead and take up another learning plan also and get your certificate from that. And this is in alignment with the NSDM and DI, the Digital India Mission, basically, right? And you can also, of course, earn your certificates that some of them have already done and some of you are yet to do. Yes, so we motivate you all, we encourage you all to go ahead and complete your certificate course that is there, the learning plan that is there. And of course, this is a CSR initiative. That is why this is free. That is why the whole thing is free. So you do not have to pay to anyone who is asking you for the internship payment or so. Similarly, you can explore more careers. Now that you'll attend this internship, you'll understand which is, are you interested in these topics? Do you like project management? Do you like cybersecurity and such? And you will be able to explore your career. Yeah. Again, this is a zero cost platform. You do not have to pay anything for becoming on board on this platform. Similarly, yeah, so the people who have already been a part of the orientation have been registered on the IBM Skills Build. Some of them have already, most of them, I would say, most of them have already completed their learning plan and submitted their certificates, right? And now we have started with the master classes, today being the first master class. And then what will happen after this? So there will be a series of master classes, maybe 5 to 6 master classes that you will have to attend. And after that, we will be assigning you a project, an assignment basically, that you will have to work on and you have to submit again. So after that, we will be issuing you the completion certificate. That will be the final thing that you will be getting. Yes. So we have a lot of people joining in. Okay. If you see your group itself has some 11,000 people who are there, right? And these people are from various parts of East India and also India. So this masterclass and this internships are going to be for a period of 6 weeks, and we are going to stay together till those days. Yeah. Similarly, this is a self-paced learning. So you would have gone to IBM Skills Build, right? So you had a time of 1 week wherein you can do it on your own pace. Whenever after college, or maybe you have a leave on some day, you can complete it whenever you get time, right? Similarly, we have master classes, but the master classes are at a fixed time. It is from 4 to 6 p.m. and we want the students to attend at that period of time itself, right? Similarly, we also have the deliverable submission. So the learning plan completion certificates will be something that you have to submit, and also you will be getting an assignment that you have to be giving us, right? Yeah. And lastly, you will be receiving the IBM badges and certificates. If you have not put them on LinkedIn, you should surely put it on LinkedIn and tag Karthik and all of the mentors that you will be interacting with. Yes. So, yeah, learn with us and you'll be able to grow and you'll be able to get the job of your dreams. So, these are some of the courses that you can see, right? There are domain specific courses on the topics that you want. Also, there are some professional skills courses. Of course, there is communication and emotional intelligence, which are very important, yeah, in the job field. So, those courses are also there that you can take up. And there are job readiness courses also that you can take up whenever in your free time. Yes. Okay, so going ahead, I will just quickly show you the pictures. These are some of the pictures of the partnerships that we have done in the various parts of India. And these are the industry connect pictures that we do, wherein we choose some of the best students in these in internships like these, and then we present them in a bigger platform. So we look forward to choosing some of you from this. Yes, and we also conduct some innovation challenges, some problem statements, and some programs like that. So we will keep you informed, and we look forward to all of you participating in these. Okay. Yes. So today, as I said, this is the first masterclass, and your next masterclass will be on 31st August. So you have a good amount of time in between. If you have not completed your learning plan, you can do so. Okay, so coming to the trainer, so Karthik Huda is your trainer. He is a data analytics professional, and he has a strong foundation in AI, computer science, and statistics. And he's really good at his work. He's really good with data, and he can teach you so many tools, right? So I would want to just hand over the session to him. But before that, I'll just give you the link. And for people who have not registered on the IBM Skills Build platform, who people who have not taken up the learning plan, you can quickly scan the QR code, and you can just quickly see the link on the presentation. I can also quickly share it. Just give me a second. Yes. Okay, so the link has been shared here, and we'll also share it in your WhatsApp so you can pick it up from there. So, without further ado, I would like to hand over the session to Karthik Huda. Yes. Yes, Karthik, over to you.
Thank you, Sneha. Thank you very much. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the first masterclass. We have already met in the orientation. For who, though, all those who are not in the orientation, Sneha just gave a great introduction for me. I need not introduce myself again. So, let's quickly get on to what we are here for. Let's learn about data. Let's learn about artificial intelligence, and let's learn about how we are analyzing data in today's world with the abundant usage of AI that we have around us. All right, so let's get started. I will start by sharing this presentation with all of you. So, today is the first masterclass, and as we go ahead throughout this entire internship, we will learn how we will take very raw data and how we will convert this raw data into something much more meaningful, into a platform, an AI powered data platform. So let's see how we can do that. So our first goal right now is we will combine AI with data and we will be making our data intelligent. Basically, take our raw data. and clean it and convert it into something we call as analysis ready data. So the example that we're taking today, we are taking a data set of a raw e-commerce data set. We'll turn it into a clean analysis ready data set and generate some meaningful business questions. Now starting here. Now let's start with this story. Let's say you are the data analyst right now, and maybe you are working in a company, in a corporate firm, or you're working as a freelancer, and the CEO or the manager, whoever you are working with, they have asked you to take a general piece of data set and find out what this data means, what are the insights from this data, and what it means. And to basically convert our raw data into something much more meaningful, there are 7 steps. We start with raw data, convert it into clean data, then we find out the questions, then the insights, then we predict, create a dashboard, and based on all of that, we create a final decision. Now let's assume this statement that the CEO has handed out thousands of rows of transaction data. Now, what would you do first if I to ask you these questions? So the real workflow of a business analyst would be as you see it on your screen. The goal would be first of all convert raw data into something that can be analyzed, something much more meaningful. And then from that meaningful, clean data, we find out what the data is trying to tell us. What are the insights? What we can do with it? What it means? What has happened? Then we try to predict what can happen. Just to give you an example, if the sales have been low because of a certain reason, let's say during the festive period, sales are high, but in the non-festive period, sales are low. So based on that, we can make a prediction that the product that we are selling, it is not something meant for festive season, meant for regular season, but meant more for festive season. On the other hand, you can also have a product that is good for everyday use, but not very popular during festive season. So based on, you can make a prediction that we should have a smaller inventory during the festive season, or we should have a bigger inventory during the festive season. And based on all the decision, we create a dashboard. Dashboard, although a term used very lightly, but it can help you understand a lot about data, based on which the final business decisions are made. So today's session starts as the very first stage, and that is turning raw data into something trustworthy. Now, there are 4 main types of data analytics. And why these 4 main types are necessary? It's not really necessary to learn these complicated words like descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, prescriptive. Learning these 4 complicated words are not that necessary, but learning what they mean is way more important. So if you see on the left of your screen, you will see for descriptive analytics, the question is what happened. For diagnostic analytics, the question is why did it happen. For predictive, what might happen. And prescriptive, what should we do. So, and the examples that you see, descriptive. So when you're trying from any raw data, you are just trying to tell what has happened. Sales decreased, sales increased, or profit increased, profit decreased, just what happened. You're not providing any solutions, you are just telling what happened. So a good example would be the sale decreased in June. Now, in the next step, or not necessarily the next step, the next type of uh, analytics, that is diagnostic analytics. So diagnostic is a word I'm sure you must have heard a lot around medical field, around doctors, that we have got a diagnosis of your illness, we got a diagnosis of this report, that report. So basically, just like doctors, we are trying to find out why something has happened. So the word descriptive, it comes from describe or description. We are just describing what has happened. In diagnostic, we are trying to find out that if sales decreased in June, why did they decrease? Was there an important festival in June? Was there large, market off in June? The reason behind it. Then diagnostic, a good example is that electronic sales declined significantly. So if you are selling an electronic product, let's say you are selling mobile phones, and in the diagnosis that you find out that our sales decreased in June because overall the sales of electronics was declined significantly in the month of June. That is why we are also part of that market. That is why our sales also decreased. Now, predictive, the word comes from prediction or predict, one of the easiest one to understand. We are trying to predict what is going to happen. Now, prediction or predictive is also a word that is used very lightly, very often, because everybody thinks they are way too smart to predict what's going to happen, where the market is going to go, where the stocks are going to go. Now, when it comes to predictive data analytics, why it is much more significant than any other types of prediction? Because we are not just making guesses, we are not relying on gut feelings. We are basing our decision, we are basing what we are trying to do based on solid factual data. So every decision that comes out of it is based on data, it is based on facts. So with predictive data analytics, we are not just making guesses. And that is why predictive data analytics is very highly reliable and very highly sorted and trusted. And the last is prescriptive. Of course, in the end, when you have found out what has happened, why has happened, what can happen, so what we need to do. So prescriptive comes from the word prescribe, just like, doctors prescribe or make recommendation, make suggestions, or this is what you should eat, this is the medicines you should take, this is the kind of rest, this is the kind of exercise. Same for the business perspective. So this is how you need to stock your inventory, this is how you need to, days you need to open your stores, these are the good location for your stores, basically what you should do. So we started with what has happened, why it has happened, and what will happen, what might happen, and what we should do about it. So these are the four main types of data analytics. So I hope you have understood. Now, as I said, the four complicated words are not important, but what they mean, what they signify, that is what is important. Now, I have a quick question for you. If I ask you which question best represents predictive analytics, so what your answer would be? So what happened to revenue last quarter? Why did revenue decline? Which customers are likely to churn? What should management do? So what? Okay, the chat was off. My bad. So chat. Oh, I see a lot of answers. Yes says C. Shine says C. Nishan sees or okay. Okay, one Marmi says D. All right, let's try to understand. We just now found out that predictive means we are trying to say what might happen. So what happened in the revenue last quarter, something that has already happened. Why did it happen? That is diagnostic. What should management do? That is prescriptive. So the correct answer is C. So Harsh, Pushajit, Milan, Shreya, you all are correct here. All right. So good job, everyone. Whoever said C, you are correct here. Because we are trying to predict with which customers are likely to churn. We are trying to predict. So predictive analytics, it uses historical patterns to estimate a future outcome. Likely to churn is basically dependent on probability, the forward looking probability, not a description of the past or a cause or a recommended action. All right. Now let's move ahead. Now let's understand the anatomy of a database. So let's assume the database that you see on your screen right now, although that is a very good looking, a very clean database. So to analyze any data set, any database, you need to understand what the data set is, what the anatomy of that data set is. And to understand that anatomy, we need to find out various KPIs or identify KPIs as in key performance indicators or identifiers, the date and times, the categorical or numerical data. All this we need to find out. So if we just look at this simple data set, the key identifier, the unique identifier of this entire data set would be the order ID, because our ID in itself, we know it is uniquely assigned to all the orders. Then data time is important to categorize our data into certain time periods so we can analyze time periods specifically. Then various categories, it could be product categories, it could be customer category, the region category, it could be anything. Then and then comes the numerical part. And of course, numerical, probably one of the most important part, the numerical part, the calculation of revenue, profit, quantity, sales, numbers, all that is quite important. So identifying these important variables, identifying these important, identifies important KPIs. This helps you understand what the data set is, what the anatomy of the data set is. And based on that, you will be able to do better analysis. Now, coming back to the CEO's questions. So let's say, how do we take care of the data set that we have to satisfy the CEO? Let's say if you were a CEO, you need to think from that mindset. What would you want from this data? And which columns will help answer which products are the most profitable? So if we divide our data set into our mind, the product and category, it helps us identify which items and groups are being sold. Revenue and profit are actually the financial outcome per order. Quantity is to separate high volume from high margin products. And region and date are useful context, but not necessary for this particular questions because this is mostly about profit. So now let's take a look at a practical example. So I would like to share a link with all of you so that we can all practice on the same. So if you're on your laptop, very good. If you're not on a laptop, not to worry. You can take this link with you and practice with it later on. So I've just put a link in the sheet. Sorry, not in the sheet, in the chat. And this is the exact link it is. When you click on this link, it will download a practice data set for you. You see as it is downloaded on mine. And this is what the data set looks like. All right. Now, this is the data set that we need to take with ourselves. So in this data set, you'll find some raw data. And I also included some important prompts that we are going to be using. But not to worry, you can, of course, modify everything and change everything as per your own need. And not to worry about that. So as of right now, what I will do, I will close this, go to my browser and simply search for Google Sheets. I'll open a Google Sheet. Then I'll go to File over here. Then I'll click on Import. Now, of course, there are various ways to import, but I know I have a file already downloaded. So I'll import the same file. As it is here, I hope this is the correct one. Yes. So I'm importing that file into the Google Sheet, the new Google Sheet that I've just created. And there we go. Our prompts are here and our raw data is here. Now let's give it some good name. Maybe let's name it AI plus data Masterclass 1. So I'm naming this for myself. You can have any name that you want. Now let's take this as the data set shared by the CEO or by the person you're working with. And the questions that I have asked you, that please tell me what this data means, what this data is trying to tell me, and what I should understand from this particular data. Now, that question, although very easy for your manager or for your CEO to ask, but that question comes very later. Because to get an answer from data, to analyze our data, it needs to be in a form that is worth analyzing. So let's take a look what we can do with it. So basic Excel formulas, we all already know about it. That is not something new. But that does not mean that is not useful. We will utilize both things. We will utilize the Excel and Google Sheets formulas, and we will also utilize AI along with it. So let's see how we can do that. So first of all, if we just take a brief glimpse at this particular data set, you can already find a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of mistakes. Although order ID seems good to me, you can see some dates are wrong. On the first glance, you can see it says 31st Feb. That is obviously the wrong date. Then there are might be some more mistakes down below. You see for customer IDs, although they look unique, but I see some missing data. Then products, I don't think we need to check a lot. Then you see in categories, you see electronics. Then there are some inconsistent types of categories as well, furniture and furniture, and there are other things. Same goes with region. Same regions are written same, and the data is too big for us to analyze it with our bare eyes. There might be spelling mistakes. There might be other inconsistent. As you can see here, this -3 is a very good example. You say quantity and -3. It is not, physiologically possible for quantity to be in negative. So this is of course a mistake. Then we see revenue. There somewhere it is just the number, somewhere INR is written, then some inconsistent symbols. Somewhere down below there might be the rupee symbol or other symbols, and same goes with this. There are a lot of inconsistencies, lot of mistakes, lot of missing values. So how we can fix that? So before fixing that, let's try to understand this data, what this data is. So to understand this data, what I will start with, we will use our first prompt. And our first prompt will help us understand what the data is. Now, there are several ways of doing it. So what I will start with, I will create a new sheet. And I will simply call this sheet, let's say, data points. And what I will do with these data points is that I will try to analyze the various variables that we have. So what exactly are variables? Variables are nothing but column headers. So very simply, we are trying to say that these are column headers, but just understanding what each column header is helps us understand a lot about the data. But let's see how we can do that. So what I'll do, I'll create a first column, name it as variable. Then I will create a second column. I will simply name it as meaning. Please bear with me. You'll slowly understand what it means. Then data type. And then finally, use case. Now, very familiar words, but let's see how we'll utilize these words. So first and foremost, to analyze each and every variable, I will simply transpose the variables that I have in my other data set. So I will start with this very simple formula. Start with an equal to, then transpose, open a bracket, go to this particular sheet, and take all my column headers. Enter. And we have, so why transpose basically, it changes your vertical data into, sorry, horizontal into vertical or vertical into horizontal. So that is how transpose works. So as of right now, I will simply copy all of this and paste them as values. So why pasting them as values is important. Currently, if you see in the formula bar on the top, everything is the raw data that we initially had. But if I go back, I undo this, you see this is not really stored as order ID, but rather stored as formula. So that is why I'll copy all of it and paste it as values. Now, a very simple prompting method that I'm sure you all have done a lot in your life. But what we can do with Google Sheets, we can basically integrate it with Google Gemini. So on the top right of your screen, what you see, try Gemini over here. So for different accounts, you will see different ways of using Gemini. So I will show you the example. So if your screen looks like mine, you will see the try Gemini option over here. For that, simply click on this icon and click on try it out. not this. All right. And then if you have a different kind of account, your college account, your workspace account, various kind of accounts are there. So what you can do, and let me show you what this looks like in workspace account. If I open my workspace account or a college account, if I simply search for sheets over here and go here, you see I have this particular option here, and it says Ask Gemini. Now, if you have a workspace account, you can use this particular feature of Ask Gemini. It will open a short dialog box on the right of your screen. And if you do not have that particular feature, if you do not have a workspace or a college domain account, you can simply, as I showed you previously, you will have a button that looks like this. You can click on try it out. Now, please don't make any payments. Do not make any payments over here. But if you see this option of making payments, you can simply get rid of this and simply open Gemini. So until it loads, we can take a look at the prompts that we have. So this, since I've shared the sheet with you guys, this is kind of cheating, but not to worry. You guys have prompts created on to analyze. This is a learning class. You can use the prompts, and I have stored the prompts for you guys so that we do not waste a lot of time writing long prompts. But writing detailed prompts is very important. Now understand one thing about prompts. You will often hear in the world of AI, in the world of prompting, or especially the tech world right now, people talk about good prompts, bad prompts. You're not getting good results just because you do not know how to prompt. You need to have a good prompting technique. Now, the reality of the matter is that the output is what is important. If somebody calls a prompt bad, but upon using that particular prompt, the output that you receive is good, then that is not a bad prompt. That is a good prompt. Only important thing about any prompt is that the logic behind the prompt, the understanding of the subject matter should be there. So what I'm doing initially, I've written, I'm a beginner data analyst working for an e-commerce company, analyze the attached data set and help me understand its structure. For every column, tell me what the column represents, whether it is an identifier, date, categorical or numerical field, what type of business analysis it could support, and do not modify the data set. Explain your answer in simple language. All right, now let's try to understand how it will help me. And to do that, what I need to do, first and foremost, I'll copy this particular data set and paste it over here. Now, take my first prompt, go over here, click on Ask Gemini, and here I'll simply write this prompt. Now, if you guys are on your laptop, then and you guys also are trying with me, you can try to modify prompts and see what the different things could be. Now it is giving us some idea. You can see column A, what it represents, order or transaction ID for each purpose. Then what is the field type? It is an identifier. What is the business analysis support? It is unique transaction tracking, total order volume, calculation, and order level auditing. Now, column B, what it represents, date, when the order was placed, field type, date, business analysis support, and so on. It has done for everything. Now, this might look very simple and not that interesting to you guys. But now let me show you how we can incorporate or integrate AI within our sheet. So I'll go back to my original data set. See what I did on my other particular sheet. You can do that simply by clicking on Gemini. Since mine was taking a little bit of time to load, that is why I moved on. So I'll close this for now. Now that might have looked very simple to you guys, but what more can we do? I'll go to this particular sheet and I'll use this particular formula. Please, I'll start with an equal to, type AI, open it. Okay, before, and what I will do, I'll start with the prompt within inverted commas, then comma, and then the cell that I'm referring to. And here what I will do, remember the prompts that we had from over here. I want what the column represents. I'll copy this, go to data points, and write this over here. So see, it will take some time to generate. And see, and now it says unique identifier for each order. I can do this for all of them. It will basically refer to AI and basically answer the question that it has. Now, in my opinion, I think we have generated these results. They are quite big. So what I will do for now, undo all of this and just add a few more words in just 2 to 4 words maybe. Not 2 to 24, too big. In just 2 to 4 words. Not that the earlier response was bad or anything. I just want smaller inputs. So it is more easy to handle, more easy to understand. Now we have already looked at what it is. Let's get ready for our second response. Now I'll copy this thing again. Again, go to my data points. Start with equal to AI. Then write my prompt. What is the data type? Then paste the thing, whether it is an identifier, date, categorical, or numerical field. Close it. And then again, choose the cell that I have. And then close the bracket. Okay, there here. Okay, so I have overdone my use of AI over here, but that is not a problem. So basically, to integrate AI, so most of you, if you would have tried this on first attempt, what would have happened is that it would have not worked for you. So to insert this particular AI formula, what you should do, click on insert, then go to functions over here, then go to all and click on AI. So that is how it will then work later. All right. Now closing this. Now what I will do next, I'll simply copy all of this, go to my worksheet where I do have Gemini, paste it over here. And here I'll find out what the different meanings are. Here I have this as raw data. Then I have the data points. All right. So by this method, I will utilize the AI to find out. Now see, it has given me a lot of answers. Now, now my goal is to basically clean up this data, make it ready to be used for the data for the task that I have. So, and for the cleaning purpose, I will use my second prompt. Let's copy this from over here, copy the prompts from over here, copy and take them there. I'll make a new sheet and call it. Now again, the AI formula that we did use earlier, I just want to show you a glimpse that it might not work sometime. For example, in this particular domain, if I type equal to, then AI, then I give up any prompt that give me data type, close the bracket, and then use it over here, close it. And you see, I see this AI function is not available. This happens because in lot of scenarios, if you have your college account, your workspace account, it might not allow for it. Your domain owner might have blocked it. All right. Now pasting this over here. So data points we have already understood from Gemini. So what I will do to complete this table of mine, uh, put this analysis in the table in the sheet data points with headers. Now we can try different types of prompts, but I'll put this over here. Now here again, Gemini, you guys know how Gemini does its work. So I hope what we have done till now, this has helped you understand that AI will not basically take over the process of analyzing data or take over any tech process. It works as an assistant. And that assistant, you can see the table is now created. I'll simply copy this and put it here. So my data points table is ready. Now, what does this data point table does? Why it is important? You can see also, you can also export to sheet connected directly. So the data points table, this is also a kind of analysis. What this will help the user understand, you are the data analyst, you will be able to understand much more than that. But any other data analyst, this will help us understand that this order IDs are unique identifier. Customer ID is also a unique identifier, but not for orders, but for customers. Then product name, category, region, quantity, revenue, profit, and so on. We already know what the meaning is, what the data type is, what the use case is. You can either use the Gemini assistant on the site or you can use the AI formula. All right. Now coming back to the task of cleaning up this data. So before up this particular data, so as we talked earlier from our bare eye, we won't be able to go through this entire data set. So for this particular task, we will use our second prompt and then go to Ask Gemini and put the second prompt over here. This will give us some output. Okay, I see some people raising hands. Okay, so guys, if you have any questions up until now, up until Gemini produces our results, you can put them in the chat. I opened it for now. Okay, Krishna Dubey says, can you share that video is breaking? Sneha, can you please interrupt me and let me know if my voice is breaking or video is breaking?
It is fine for me, Karthik.
All right. Okay. So guys, I would suggest maybe find a good place where you can sit. Maybe you have unstable internet connection. Please find a good quiet place where you can sit and understand. For the data set, give me a second. I'll share the link with you guys again. All right. I have just put the data set in the link. All right. I hope you have it. Now coming back to what Gemini has done. Okay, now this to run this data quality review, I need access to data rows in raw data tab because I can only view the text inside the prompt cell A5. Please click on the raw data sheet data on the bottom of Google Sheet. So, okay, that was my mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I should have been on this particular prompt, a particular page. So I will simply copy this prompt again, but this time go to raw data and paste it over here. And with how to get prompt, is it necessary to find which column meaning? Okay, Saurabh, you are asking a good question. Is it necessary to find what column means what? So Saurabh, the data set that we are looking at right now, it is a very small data set. And we have this small data set because this is meant for practice purposes, for studying purposes. But for larger databases, which are very hard to understand and analyze from just bare eyes, there it is extremely important to understand what is the point of each column, what is the point of each variable. And that is why that step is very, very important. Oh, Jeet, thank you very much. So Jeet has given us a great point. Is this known as data dictionary? Yes, Jeet. So Jeet Chakrabarti has given us the exact right usage. So this particular sheet that you see, where we are finding variables, the meanings, data types, and use cases, this is actually called data dictionary. And just like any normal dictionary, which gives us words, meaning of words in every language, we are trying to find out meaning of data. All right. Now moving on. Now we have some analysis over here. So what Gemini has told us that there are missing values in customer IDs. Then the recommendation that it has made, cross-reference transaction user accounts to backfill ID if unrecoverable. Tag as unknown customer. So what is I said? Wherever customer ID is not available, mark it as a non-customer. Then another suggestion in the column quantity, missing purchase quantity makes calculating total units sold, average selling impossible for this order. Recommendation, infer quantity if quantity price is standard. Then duplicate records, same customer ID, there are duplicate records. They are trying to change that as well. So what I will do right now, so I need to find out ways how do I solve that problem. So I will go to raw data over here. So what I will say, based on the analysis, give me the formula that I need to use to standardize the dates. So we are basically trying to find out. So what this helps you understand, you need to be imaginative about what the idea is and what the subject matter is, what the subject is, what you're working with. And the assisting work, the rigorous, tedious task will be taken care of by AI. So sometimes it can be slow, as you can see here. Now, until we are waiting. So what I have asked is, based on the analysis, given the formula that I use to use the standardizer date. So one thing that we already know that we see one wrong date over here, that is 31st February, which is of course wrong. Then there might be other mistakes as well. So our goal is to find a formula that will standardize everything. So this is taking a little longer than usual. All right, let's rewrite the prompt. All right, we have it. All right, so now it has given us a formula. So if error, so before anything, let's try to simply copy it And what I'll do, I'll create a new column here. So in this empty column, let's put this particular formula. And what it has done, so what you see 46174 is basically the rawest form of data. So I will take you through that once I go ahead. But first, let's try to understand what we are doing. So what this formula is doing, it is looking at all the calendar dates. And if it finds anything wrong with all the dates, it will make sure that all those dates are changed clean to something standard. And at the end of this formula, you see, if it finds something that cannot be standardized, rather than putting in wrong information, it will put invalid date so that we are aware of that. So I'll simply copy this particular formula. You guys already know, simply click on the bottom right and all the dates are now standardized. Now, what is this 46,000? What this number is? So just for you to understand, be it Google Sheets, be it Excel, any software that works with raw data, it stores date from 1st January 1900 onwards. So if I to give you an example, if I go to any empty cell, I simply write date over here as 0101 and 1900. At first it looks like this. If I then go to format and clear all the formatting, sorry, my bad. So this will be termed as the first date. Just to give an example, if I to convert it into number, it is converted to 2. Now, same goes with this. So, what is 46,174? It is the 46,174 days from 1st January 1900. So, please stay in the rawest format. This is how data is stored. So, why this is important for you to understand is that computer will not understand this particular date. Computer will understand this. And then we have to, based on where we are feeding the data, if we are showing it to a human being, for need to understand this, we will show this particular data type. If we are feeding this into a computer, this is what we need to show. And changing it is, of course, very important. We'll copy this, paste it over here. Simply select this entire column, go to format. Then I will change it to the date data type that is over here. And it has now changed to the date data type. All right. Now you see. So what it has done, just for you to understand. Now, what I want to emphasize on this, that business context is very important. So what it has done, so since it was 31st of Feb, the last day of Feb, at least in 2026 is 28. It is not a leap year. So when is 31st? 3 days after that. 3 days after 28th of Feb would be the 3rd March. So it has standardized it to 3rd March. Now, this is the basic understanding of Gemini, of AI. Now, verifying your data, the answer that you are getting of your own is very important. If you don't know what the business context is, we can settle here. But if you know what the business context is, then this is just a mistake and this needs to go back to 28th of February. You do it accordingly. But since we have no business context, and to fix that formula, you can give the same instruction over here. So simply I will again, if I click on each of this value, go to the formula bar, they're all stored as formulas. Rather than that, I'll simply copy this and right click, paste special, paste as values. Now this particular column has become useless for us and I'll simply delete this. All right, one more important thing, if you are not, it is also possible that the person you're working with, they do not want the raw data to be gone. So what I will do in that case, simply create a new sheet called clean data. And rather than performing all these functions here, I will put this over here. So I'll keep this data as new, as not new, as raw. Delete this particular column, the new column that we had created. And over here, I'll delete the old column. All right. Okay, I see a lot of messages. Please repeat. Voice not clear. Voice not. Can you send data set again? Sakit, I have sent the data set multiple times. Please go through the chat. Okay, let me share the data set link with my team so that they can share it with you guys whenever needed. Sneha and Ayush, I'm putting a link in your chat. So if anybody asks, please, if you can share it with everyone. All right. So I put the link once again. Now closing this, going back to our data set. So let's keep our raw data raw. So in our clean data, as you know, we have already cleaned the date. Now I'll again go back here. Again, based on the analysis, give me the formula to standardize customer IDs. Now here we know there are just some missing values and other important information. Now usually the AI or Gemini is taking such long time because we have a very large data set. So if you want to test something out on a smaller data set, uh, Gemini or any particular AI will work quite fast. So again, it has given us some formula. Let's utilize this formula again. I'll copy the column header, paste it over here. Without seeing anything, let's first paste it over here. So it has done something. So it is not pasting on the empty cell. So another way, if there is, so what usually happens whenever there is an empty cell, it usually does not work. So what I will do to avoid this, so empty cell on the left when it is there, it does not work. So to avoid this, I'll insert a column on the left side. I'll copy the formula, put this over here. Okay, so there are some reference issues now. So this is specifically thus. So this formula is specifically made so that yeah, the input value is on the left side. So what I will do, uh, in input alter the formula so that input value is on the right side. Until then, you can copy the column header over here. Okay, so this is giving me a long explanation. So one more important thing, although we are using AI over here, there are still limitations. There are many Excel formulas or Google Sheets formulas that work specifically when the your source data set is on the left side. All right. So, and same is the situation over here. Not all formulas work. So this is not the problem with AI that we're using, but the limitations of the data tool that we're using. But not a problem. I'll show you another method. So what I will do, I will first of all paste the original formula here, then copy the same cell again, go to the bottom, then from the bottom cell onwards, I'll select everything going up and paste everything. You see, everything is now pasted. So this is another technique. So now you will see the blank is still blank. So that means there are some limitations. So what I will do over here, that I'll mention this problem. Blank cells are still present, updated. Shri Vidya Sai sir, will you get, yes, you will get recording of this session. Deepika, that is a very good thing that you have asked. So Deepika has asked that I know basic Excel formulas. Do learning advanced Excel formula is important. So Deepika, throughout this entire internship and in this particular masterclass as well, you will understand that you need to understand the logic of e-commerce, not just e-commerce, understand the logic of business. You still need to have knowledge. And it is now usually a lot of AI companies, they try to sell their softwares saying that just put one line and an entire website is created, just put one line and an entire game is created. But that is quite the false marketing. But the thing is, the goal, AI has not really made anything easier, it has only made everything more accessible. So if you have a great business idea or great idea for a project, so what AI has done, you did need not remember complex Python programming or complex Excel formulas to work with it, but you rather need to understand what the logic behind it. Okay, so if you understand the logic, okay, so what does it say? Looking at your sheet clean data, there are two blank cells visible. The column headers. Okay, it was my fault. I put a bad prompt. I should have been clear. Um, Based on the analysis, how to standardize the customer ID and replace missing values. So this is the right prompt and this should help me. Now you see, based on this prompt, you also would have understand if you have a great idea to maybe create a great web application, create a great mobile application, what AI will help you do is basically take away the redundant task of writing thousands of lines of codes. You just have to be very sure about the logic behind your solution. So how the solution work, that is what you have to be completely sure about. And initially, this entire process might look a little slow to you guys. I'm just trying to explain every bit in detail. But what you can do, since this formula did not work, what I'm doing, I'm simply emptying the D column. All right. And whatever the new formula I get, I will try to utilize that. So we have a new formula. Let's work on that. So what I will do, simply select the entire D column until the bottom and paste the formula. Not this, sorry. So what it has done, it has created this formula for C7. And if I try to paste this formula to the rest of the cells, it does not work. So now it has also given me an array formula. Array is basically one formula that applies to the entire column. I'll copy this, paste in D2, and our entire column is filled. So you see what it has done, that empty is replaced by C000 because we are unaware who the customer is, what the customer ID is. Since I'm sure we do not have names anywhere. So I'll copy this and paste as values. This task is also done. And again, this column is no longer needed. So now going ahead to standardize our product names, our category names, region names. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to simplify this task rather than putting in everything for AI to work with. What I'll do, I'll ask, are there any spelling mistakes in the region column? Or is it just standardizing issue like capital letters, small letters, space, etc. So why I ask this question? I can again ask you the same question that just give me a formula that standardizes it. But along with it, I also want to understand what the data is. All right. So that is why, because I cannot look at everything. So looking at the region, column F in the sheet, there are no spelling mistake in the city names. Value presents are standard city, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore. It is purely standardization issue due to inconsistent capitalization, like Delhi versus Delhi, Chennai versus Chennai, Kolkata versus Kolkata. So to simply standardize it, what I will do, I'll again insert a column left. Now again, I know this formula myself. This is equal to and proper, and I'll choose this, close it and enter. And I simply fill it everywhere. So for just for you to understand, proper works where first letter is capital, and then lower we want everything to be small, just like that. And let's say if we used upper, it will basically make everything capital. That is it. But we don't need, we want proper over here and go down. Then copy the column header, paste it over here. Okay, again, there is issue of missing values. Now, if I do this, I will ask, are there missing values? If so, give me the formula that standardizes the data, uh, replaces missing values, and corrects any spelling mistakes if there are. Although we already know that there are spelling mistakes, but just to be safe, we are putting it. So again, it will give us the formula. So you see, before giving us the formula, it is also telling us there are missing value. Okay, I did not specify which column. So it has basically analyzed everything. All right, let's modify it a little bit. Are there any missing values in region column? And it is not that you cannot do it for everything, but it is a good practice, a good suggestion, so that you are more aware of what the data is, and you do not, you are able to, recognize. People often say that AI will make mistakes. Yes, AI does make mistakes, but it is not necessarily direct mistakes. It is just the different process through which you are thinking and through which AI is thinking. So just to be sure, no, there are no missing values in region column F. So this is clearly where AI is faulting. There is missing values, as we can see. Also, one more thing that you should be very important, that you should understand as a data analyst. See, if I, in this cell, even if there is an empty space that is over there, that is also recognized as a character. And a missing, an invisible character, that is also recognized as a character. So that is very important for you to understand as a data analyst. So you understand what the data is trying to tell you. And for you to understand this particular thing, let me show you what I mean. If I take this particular cell value, that is Delhi, I paste it over here, and I simply make a copy of it. So Excel has this Excel and Google Sheet have this very great uh, tool where if I just go to data cleanup and click on remove duplicates, and click, then select the data and remove duplicates. You see one duplicate row was found and removed. Now, if I copy this exact file, Control C, Control V, and instead just add a space. So to the bare eye, they do not look uh, different. But you will see how data works. If I go to data over here, then go to data cleaner, remove duplicates and remove duplicates. You see no duplicates found, two unique values remain. So I hope this has helped you understand that is not really a mistake, but we are now able to identify that this cell contains some unnecessary characters, some unnecessary spaces, even though my does not look clear. So how basically we can do that? We will use this formula called equal to trim and within the bracket clean. Although these are two separate formulas, I'm using them together. Put this over here, close it, then copy this all the way down and paste it. Now copy again and paste as values. So the shortcut is Control Shift V, that can also be used. Copy and paste it out. Delete the F column right now. So now we will get a formula again. So what we will do, in the region F column, give me a formula to standardize names, correct spellings, and replace empty values. Not empty, but missing values. Now this has created a formula for us. Now it has created multiple formulas for us. Now, as I said, it is not necessarily AI making mistakes, but the different thought process that AI is using. Now, if I insert a column, we will try both formulas, and whatever best suit us, we will keep that. So let's go with the first one. I'll put this over here, paste it to the entire column. It is not taking care of the missing values. Then delete this. Now try the second one. Okay, so this time it is working for us. It has left no empty cells. So we can be satisfied with that and paste it as values. Control Shift V, go back, copy the column header and delete one. Now we can do the same for lab product and category. Insert column left, insert column left. Now, rather than F2, we want the formula to be changed for D as well. So put this here. And Google Sheets or Excel have this very great, referential thing. The formulas will change references on its own. If you want to fix the references, you simply have to put dollar signs in front of them, as you can see here. All right. And there we go. Our product and categories are also standardized, but we haven't pasted them as values. All right. So I'll delete this and I'll delete this. All right. So our easy part is done. We have taken care of all our qualitative data. Qualitative as in text-based categorical data. This is all clean. Now coming to the complex part, the numerical data, although not really complex, but that's what a lot of people think. Okay, now first let's try to understand. At first, we can see in the quantity section, there is negative values, missing values, and there might be other issues as well. Now let's uh, analyze and tell me what the problem is with. Although you see, we did do this analysis with this particular prompt in the beginning. We had already done this analysis, but just to know more, we are doing it again. We in our chat history we will find the analysis, but not to go back. So I'll go back here, analyze and tell me what the problem is with quantity column, like missing and inconsistent values, and also give me the formula to fix that. Now, see, usually because we are in this session, this PC session, so prompts, I'm writing very quick prompts. But of course, when you practice with your own data set, take your time, try to, use words here and there and write prompts as well as you can. So the common problems are missing and blank values are there, text formatted as numbers, that is also there, non-numeric and negative numbers are there, zero quantities are there, decimal numbers, and so on. So the standard formula that it has, again, it has given us two formulas. Standard cleanup, replace missing with zeros and cleans numbers. Then second is complete sanitization. It handles negatives, non-numeric, and decimals. All right. So to understand the formula breakdown even more, it trims it provides values, then absolute, as in no decimals or no, kind of like how mod works in mathematics. But to start with, let's insert a column and paste it over here. So I see a lot of reference with G2. Circular dependent directory to resolve iterative calculation C file setting. So what it has done, okay, my bad. Have I pasted the wrong formula? Yes, I have pasted the wrong formula. I'm sorry. All right. So just I will copy this, paste it, and yes, now we have the right formula. All right. So based on this, what we can see, it has replaced missing values with zero. It has basically given absolute values of all the negative values. And if there were any so we did see in the analysis where were the negative values, sorry, decimal values. Are there any decimal values? I don't particularly see, but it has fixed all of that for us. Copy this, paste as values. Again, we'll be deleting this particular column. I should have copied the header first and then delete. Now coming to revenue. Now this at first glance might look like the most complicated thing. Now we'll follow the same process, but rather than going through the theory part, the explanation part, I will simply write what I can see in the revenue column. The numbers are not standardized. So give me a formula that gives me the output in the standard Indian currency, starting with the rupee symbol and the commas separating based on Indian number system. So I hope you understand what Indian number system is. That is thousand, lakhs, crores, rather than thousands, millions, and billions, and so on. So that is what I want here. So let's do that. So if this data were clean, we can simply format this data. But since this is not clean, we are using AI over it. Again, it has given us a various formula. Let's insert a new column, copy the header. So a standard formula, numeric output formatted by text. Let's try it first. So it gives me an error, number value. So one more thing that you need to understand, that all the errors that you currently see, it is possible that based on different versions of Google Sheet, different versions of Excel that you are using, there might be older formula that is required. There might be a newer formula that is required. It is not necessary that they are wrong formulas. So please keep that in mind. So if certain formula does not work in your Excel or in your Google Sheet, please do not think that, don't be disheartened, think that it is not working. Just try to give extra information that I have, uh, for example, computer in my Excel is Excel 2021. So anything that has come from 23 onwards. So the latest Excel is Excel 2023. I'm not sure if anything later has come. So formulas from Excel 23 will not work in mine. If you have something older or something new, then they will work for you. And not just that. So if it is giving me this thing, that number, so it clearly shows that the number value formula, my Google Sheets is not ready for that. I'll simply put that over here. I have mentioned what error I am facing. So I need a better formula for it. So it has given me several formula. Returns formula text. Let's try the new formulas as well. So again, electronics cannot be passed to number. Okay, what am I? Why E2? Okay, let's change them to H2, H2 here as well, and here as well. Okay, you see, now there are some issues. So this formula worked well for when we had good numbers, good clean numbers, but did not work that well where we had inconsistent values. So what I will do, so what this step tells us, that the one formula approach that we are taking is not very efficient. We need to take multiple steps. We have tried multiple single formulas and they are not working. So AI has already suggested that to us, that first use a cleaning formula. So the formula is already ready. For some reason, it is applying formula to E2, but not a problem. We can change it to H2. You can also ask AI to change the formula to H2, not that you have to do it manually. I am just choosing to do it manually. All right. So we see this is a result that we are not happy with. We do not really want it. So what we will do, simply delete all of this, not a formula that we want. So what I will do, I am basically not able to use my intelligence to do this task. So what I will do, please go through the H column revenue and see the inconsistent, wrong, and missing data, and come up with a formula to fix all of that. Now see, although I have put in this prompt, it is not necessarily that it will work even now. And it might also work. But the thing is, we have to be ready to continuously test our ideas. Just like we test our codes, just like we test our formulas again and again, again and again. We have various level of prototypes. The same is with AI. Only difference is it is more accessible for everyone with the help of the natural language that we're able to use. So as I mentioned, now it will go through the entire H column, and this time it should give us a formula that will work. So again, there are many. Let's try them. Okay. Now we have a good working formula that has worked, and we should be happy with this. So just to be sure that everything is correct, you can do some math. Like this is supposed to 50,000. We are correct over here. If you do not want any decimal places, you can probably mention that as well. Now there is also the two-step process, but since the one step has worked for us, we will not be doing the two-step right now. So simply copy all of this. Okay, I saw zero somewhere. Okay, there is missing. So usually what we did with qualitative data that we had, the text-based data, we did replace empty values with something like not available or unavailable, or say ID as C00. But a standard practice that is followed, not that it cannot be replaced with zero, but a standard practice that is often followed is we usually replace missing values with either the average number, the or the the mean, the mode, the median, the statistical values. We replace it with that, because if we replace something with zero, it basically ruins the entire average of our data. If we have a data of our average sales, we simply change one value with zero, it will dip average sales. We replace one value with a very large numbers, it will change, fluctuate it. So to simply not fluctuate our statistics, what we often do for numerical data, we replace missing values with average. So what I'll do, you can either alter this formula yourself, but what you will do, I will copy this and say in this formula, replace missing values with average, not zero. So we now know that formula has worked. So when I not trying to create a new formula, but rather make some changes in the same formula. So this is also a good step to follow rather than continuously generating new formulas or new code and having no idea. So I'll clean that column. I'll paste this. So now going back. So where was our zero? Oh, we still have zero. So again, this formula has not worked. So I'll write replace missing with average of the entire column, not zero. So I'll again get rid of this, delete, copy and paste. Until then, I see a few hands raised. So guys, if you have any questions till now, then please let me know. I have just now opened the chat. Session, yes, you will get your session recording. How to apply the formula to whole column? You are that easy. I'll show you in a little while. Jannat says that much in a single masterclass would not make us understand clearly. I am really sorry, Jannat, if I did it too much. But I thought I was going very slow. Sir, in Google Sheets, Gemini can analyze model data, but personally, I don't find it out. Can we learn how to do similar data analysis using local AI models through Llama? Uh, Gandhi Kalasi. I hope I'm taking your name correct. That is a very good analysis of yours. So the thing is, what different AI models that you are trying to talk about, they can be paid, unpaid, and not really feasible for all students. But if you think you can use something like Llama or other local AI models, so you can also create your own AI models. So just maybe we can go through it in the next masterclass, how you can create your own AI models and then integrate within your own maybe Google Sheet or your own dashboard. But do not worry, we'll go through that as well. All right. Table of contents, so please take slow. Okay. All right, no worries. Nothing specific. So I hope this formula will now work. Let's copy this, paste it over here. So now a lot of you had asked, how do you copy it to the entire formula? It is very easy. Simply the small dot that you see on the right bottom, double click on that and it will just paste to the entire thing. And you see, whenever there is missing values, it generally refuses to go. What you can do, simply copy this and however many cells you want to paste the formula to, select all those cells and simply control V and it will be pasted. So see, this again is not working, but not to worry. But what we will do is fills blank cell H2 if empty, it then will currency format. So what I will do, the formula is resulting in missing values being zero. I want average, not zero for missing values. Replacing empty with average will it affect the revenue? Bhavik, as I said, that different businesses follow different practices. So if I am replacing missing values with average, your point is absolutely correct. It will affect the revenue, but by if something is missing, it is not necessary that it is zero. It might be something. It might be a very big number, small number. But what we are trying to do, the average data that we have, we are trying to keep that where it is. If we reduce the average, might be a problem. If we increase the average, might be a problem. Maybe if see, since we this is a fictional scenario, we are not really doing this for a business. Otherwise, you can get clear instructions. What do you want to do with missing values? Do you want it to be zero? You want it to be 100? You want it to be average? You want it to be the median value, the mode value, whatever it is, you can have that. Okay, now what does it say? Clean the column into numeric. Then step two. Okay, now it is giving us a multi-step formula to get rid of the zeros. So what I will do, insert one more column over here. So let's start with this. So it has basically cleaned up everything. And what is zero is still zero. I don't see anything, but let's try. Copy this, paste this over here. What is circuit table? It is settings. J2. Okay, it is working for J2. Rather than J, I want it to work for I2. Paste it over here. Make it I2. Make this as well I2. So this is one thing. Second step is done. So this is still empty. For the formula, formula is quite fine. Okay, this still does not work. So what we can do, rather than doing this, what we will do, we will come up with our own idea. So clearly a large formula is not working. So what we will do, so if you do not know the formulas, so I'll be using some formulas right now. If you do not know the formula, you can do that with AI as well. So but let me give you an idea. So we want to replace empty cells with average. Now it is totally dependent on you. For so what I will do, equal to average of this entire column and close it. And okay, why do I have this? Why do
Hello, hi everyone. Okay, I think there is some network issue. Let's just wait for him to join back. Okay, until then, I just wanted to tell we will give you the attendance form. Don't worry, there is still so much time for that. Time is completed this date till the 31st of Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Is it better? I just got dropped off from the. Okay, okay. Yeah. So I'll just share my screen quickly until sir is joining.
all right, hello everyone. I'm
Okay,
sorry
he's here.
I lost my connection for a while. I hope you all are still here. So continuing where we left off, let me share my screen. Sneha, am I clearly audible now?
Yes, yes, Karthik.
All right, thank you very much, Sneha. All right, let's get back. So we were here. Okay, not here, the other sheet. This is where we were. All right, so we had found what the average was. So what I will do, insert a column over here. Now what I'll simply write this formula. You can also find out this formula using Gemini, but I simply do equal to if this particular thing is empty. Empty is denoted by two inverted commas. If this is empty, then put average. No, sorry, not empty. If this is zero, if this is zero, then put average. Otherwise, put the same number. That is ideal. And there we have it. Now, if we go all the way down, okay, this is still okay. This was a formula. My so what I will do, I'll copy this and simply paste it as values first. And then I'll select all of this, go to format, and clear formatting. So delete this for now. So now what I need to remove the rupee symbol from over here. To remove the rupee symbol, I'll again go to data, go to split text to columns, uh, click on custom, and put the rupee symbol over here. And there we go. This is now replaced. Now copy all of this. Now, first of all, what I'll do, I'll go to format this as a number that looks like this. Then again, select all of this and remove the decimal places. I'll choose, where is custom number format. I will choose, go with 0 decimal places. So all my decimals are now gone. So decimals still remain over here. So what I will simply do now, if I write equal to, if this equals 0, then I want average. Otherwise, I want the same value. There we have it. Hopefully now this is still not recognizing this as a number. So what I will do for now, delete this, delete this as well. Now, instead of initially making it complicated with rupee symbol and decimal places, I'll say give me a formula to simply clean the revenue column, no currency format, and store them in raw number format. Now I'll use this particular formula. Now we have everything in raw number format. You see, now we have blanks. We'll paste it as values. Now what I will do, I'll go over here, first Control C, Control V, and this column is no longer needed. Now I'll go equal to average, the entire H column, close it. We have the average as well. Now insert another column. Now we'll use a formula. If this, sorry, a formula should start with an equal to. This is equal to blank, then we put the average, else we put the same value. And there we go. This for sure would have fixed. Okay, this still, so that means these values are not really blank. I have now understood the problem. I should first trim and clean them. A very silly mistake from me. So I hope from this you have now understood that all those numbers or value, those cells that were initially looking blank, from all the way we have all the different ways that we did try, those empty cells were not filling. And what does that mean? That those cells are not empty. And we need to clean all those values. So we'll again use our same formula equal to trim, clean. Although these are different formulas, but we will have clubbed them together. And what I will do along with this, I will delete this column and simply put a filter from over here. And what I'll do, unselect everything and only have the blanks. Several blanks are there. I'll click on 0 and paste it everywhere. So now we have a much better data to, to analyze and to apply formulas to. Going with the same formula, equal to if equal to 0, then we put else, we put this. This has still not worked. But not to worry, we have solution for this as well. We'll filter it 47679. We'll clear, select the blanks. Okay, 47679 and simply apply to all the blanks that are there. And our problem is now finally solved. Oh, my bad. I should have first pasted them as values. But I'm glad this happened. I hope you saw that if you do not paste them as values, then once the reference values are deleted, it creates a problem. Now we'll try. So first and foremost, let's do the same thing with profit as well. We want them to be standard numbers. Control C and Control V. Control C and Control Shift V. Now, as we did earlier, delete this particular column. Again, we'll find the average. Select the entire thing, close it. We have our average again. Okay, my bad. I made a big mistake here. I did it with H2. I should have done it with I2. So I'll simply alter the formula myself. There we go. Now we are on the right path. So now we'll do check for the same missing values if there are any. Okay, so there are negative values. So one thing that we can do, we can basically highlight them. We can maybe put, this thing as profit category. although very bad name for a column, but not a problem. So what I will do, I'll use a formula. If this particular thing is less than 0, then we write it as loss. Else we write it as profit. Okay, so one more thing, the formulas that I'm applying, if they look complex or complicated to you, do not worry. If I simply put this command into Gemini that I want to make a separate column where if the profit is less than 0, then please write it as loss. Profit is more than 0, write it as profit. Then you will get the exact same formula. Okay. Please do not think that you need to memorize these formulas or learn these formulas. All right, now we can put our data types. I'll go to data over here. Sorry, format, number, then currency. Okay, it has got dollars. I should have done custom. Format, numbers, then custom currency. I'll put rupee. And for now, I have no decimal. You see the various ways that rupee symbol in the beginning with decimal places, or in the end with or without decimal places. I'll choose the first one. And there, oh, I chose decimals. That is not what I want. Go to number, custom currency, choose the second one and apply. There you have it. And that is it. Although this particular column was not required, you can either keep it or delete it. So there we have it. Our find after all this effort, after hour and a half of effort, we have finally made our data worthy of analyzing. Now this might look as boring as this thing, but if you are someone who understands data, if you are someone who works with data, you understand that this has now become gold. Now a lot of insights, a lot of patterns, a lot of hidden information will come out of this data, because now all of this can be analyzed very easily. All right, now moving on to our next step. So if we go to our presentation, so we have worked with all these data sets. We have taken care of missing values, we have taken care of duplicates records, inconsistent categories, incorrect dates, formatting problems, outliers. So from outliers, I hope you understand the zeros that we replaced with the average values. And from, I forgot the name of the person who asked me about why we are replacing it with average. I hope you understand that if you do not replace it, if you do not replace it with average, we create a lot of outliers. But of course, based on different places that you're working at, based on different business decisions that you're making, you can either replace it by zero, replace it by average. There are various rules that various businesses follows. All right. Now also we have consistency categories, we have consistent amount categories as well. So we have learned all of this, divided into various segments. Now we need to find out the business questions. So what basically are we going to find out from the data that we have? So please look at this step with a lot of attention, because this eventually becomes the basis based on which very important business decisions will be made. All right. So the third prompt is simply says I'm using Google Sheets. My customization column C. I want to create customer segment columns. So I will use this prompt. So if you read this prompt in detail, it is initially creating customer segments. New customers, as in customer who has only appeared once in the data set, and customer who has appeared more than once. That is the repeat customers. So based on that, you will develop your marketing strategy. All right. Now copy this. I will. I should go to my clean data first. Now see, since we have created this new sheet, If you want to make any changes, you can make that as well, and simply go ahead with this. Now see, this third prompt will help, if we, of course, if we succeed with this, it will help us make great marketing decisions. What are our customers like? What are new customers? What are the customers we need to target? People who are coming again and again, or people if they are coming for the first time, how we can retain them, or how we can provide better services or better products to our repeat customers. That comes later, but on the initial step, we first of course need to find out who the new customers or the repeat customers are. All right. Until then, this finds the solution. I will create a new sheet. I hope from the when we were on the deck, we need to find out our business questions. Now, what you see on this particular screen, like for sales, which month generate the most revenue? Is revenue growing? Which products perform best? Which categories? These are just something written randomly. These are not based on our data. Our real data questions we'll find out in a little while. And these are the questions that you will finally present to the CEO. Now, I hope from this entire long detailed masterclass, you understand this someone like your manager, CEO, someone you're working with, people who are not the business analysts or the data analysts, they do not understand the complexity of data. So that is why the key performance indicators, the key identifiers, the key variables, or the business questions, that is what they understand, and that is what we need to present from this raw unreadable kind of data that we have. So there we have our formula over here. Assume your first customer ID, cell is C2. How it works, it scans the entire C column, counts how many times a specific ID in customer, check the count results. If the ID appears, it labels the new customer. So I'll copy this. I will simply next to this, I'll insert a column and maybe call it customer type. Paste the formula, that is a new customer, paste it to the rest of the cell. Okay, there definitely seems to be something wrong, repeat customer. So will follow the same process. We will go equal to count if, and in this entire, first of all, the most important thing that we repeat is to clean this, trim, then clean, go over here, close it. We have cleaned the data set, then insert one more column. So this time what I'll do, I'll count how many times a single customer ID has appeared. So I'll go type in count if, and again, although I am manually writing the formulas, the same formulas can be generated by AI as well. Just if you put in the right context and information in this particular column and D2. So this time what I'm doing, I'm putting in dollar signs because I do not want the reference to be changed. So you see, so C001 has appeared only one time. C002 has appeared 9 times. I was not aware at all. All right. So we have basically tested that the formula that AI provided us is correct. Sorry, my bad. So what I will do, I will paste it over here. And there we go. Now again, copy this and paste it. There we have our customer types. Now the last and the most crucial step that will is basically our conclusion of this particular masterclass are our business questions, and we will get them from, you see, if I can, if you can read this. So I'm a data analyst for an online retail company. My clean data set contains these fields already, or customer ID. Then I also put in, sorry, customer underscore TYP type, product category, region, quantity, revenue, profit, month. All this is not there. So this, all this is not needed. So generate 12 specific and measurable business questions that management could answer using this data set. Organize them into sales, product, customer, region. Avoid questions that require information not present in the data set. Prioritize questions involvement, comparisons, best and worst performance, changes over time, high value customers, potential businesses for every question. Tell me which columns would be needed to answer it. Now I will not be putting this thing over here. I do not want which columns are needed. I just need my answers or questions to be specific. Now the result that we get from over here will be our result that helps the management or the people who will make the strategic business decision make better decisions. So that is what we understand in the beginning from the various types of that analytics, that we are able to make better decisions. You see, we have all our questions over here. So this is still generating. Okay, while it generates, I'll create a new sheet called business underscore questions. And now whatever output I get, I can say put this in a table. And I'll copy this table and paste it. And there we have our business questions as well. So there we have it. Our first task is done. We have cleaned our data, analyzed our data, and what this business question take. So do not look at business question from just the point of view that we have to give it to the CEO, give it to the manager. But imagine if this was your own business. If you are yourself were owner of an e-commerce company, or you are going to work in an e-commerce company, start an e-commerce company. So if you want to run a better company, try to find out answers. What is the month-over-month percentage growth in total revenue and profit across the entire year? Now, these 12 questions do not go with every data set. These 12 questions go only with this particular data set. And that is why this entire process of cleaning the data was important. By cleaning the data, from raw data, we got our data points, which helps us understand what our data is. Then from clean data, we developed our customer type, we developed our business questions. Now these questions will help us make better and more strategic business decisions. All right. So with that, we have reached the end of this class. I hope that this was helpful and insightful you all. And I also hope that you will also practice in your free time whenever you're available. I hope the link to the sheet and the prompts, you already have them with you. You'll also soon get the recording of this particular session. So thank you everyone very much. In the next class, now since our data is clean, we'll see how AI will help us discover the story hiding inside our data. So thank you very much. Back to you, Sneha.
Yes, thanks, Karthik. Just give me a second. Let me just share my screen. Yes. Hello, everyone. We hope that you liked the session and it was insightful and you guys learned about data. And if you have not been able to do it right away during Sir was teaching, no problem. You can do it whenever you get time, right? maybe today, tomorrow, once you reach a comfortable place also. Right. So let me just share my screen. So I was saying that what we are going to do is we are going to open up the certification submission form so that some of you who have not been able to submit it can submit it. But this time the date is not going to be changed, that the date is going to be final, and we are not going to again and again keep reopening the form. Okay. So people who have not received the offer letter, you can find it now. We have updated the offer letters. So the link is in your group. So you can find it there. You can take up the link and maybe just put up your email ID and you'll find your offer letter. That is one thing. If you do not find it, it is because you have not submitted the certificate yet. Okay, and the certificate is looks like this. This will be after you complete the learning plan. Yes, so the learning plan link is also there in your group chat. You can take the link from there. If your friends have not been able to do it, please help them do it. Okay, so this is the kind of certificate that you'll get, and this is the kind of certificate you have to upload once you finish your learning plan. Okay. And this is the kind of certificate we'll give you at the end when you finish everything, when you finish the project also that we will assign you. So this will be done that time. Maybe you guys can just put up your questions in the chat and we'll help you. Okay. Yes. So again, we are going to change the date for the learning plan completion. This will be the final thing, okay? Because August is going to end and that will be the last date that we will be accepting your certification. So this is going to be 31st now, okay? So the learning plan completion certificate has to be submitted before 31st August for the people who have not done it, or for the people who are not able to submit the form. You can do it now because the form is open now. Okay, and it will be open only till the 31st of August, which is you have some good 5, 6 days, right? So yeah, now that we've come to the end of the session, and now that you have attended the session, please fill in your attendance. Okay, so we are going to put up the, yeah, the link is in your chat. How to submit undertaking? You don't have to submit undertaking of that sort. Okay. Date on my offer letter is wrong. Year is 2307 instead of 2026. Maybe you can send it to us. The query form is there. Okay. So you can reach out to us in the query form. We will be helping you there. Okay. We'll be taking up the queries and solving it for you. So please complete the learning plan, collect your certificate, and then collect your offer letter from us. We look forward to seeing you again in these sessions, right? So submit your attendance. The attendance has been shared in the chat. Please take the attendance from there. Also, Priyanka, if you can just put up the link in the group chat, it'll be very helpful. Yes. Anyone has any queries, you can just put it up in the chat. Maybe I can answer them for you and then we can end the session. Fill in your attendance and then you're free to leave. Okay. Just a second. Let us see if I can allow you guys to speak. Maybe you can speak and tell me what is your query. Are you able to unmute yourself, Shivranjani and Mohak Jindal? Are you able to unmute yourself? If you can unmute yourself and speak to me, or else you can just maybe.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, hi. Tell me.
Hi, ma'am. What we have to do in learning skills? Ma'am,
Learning skills.
is
This
there
learning
any
plan.
we have to
Okay,
do?
is this the first time you are attending this session?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, so you attended the last one, orientation
Yeah,
session.
yeah, yeah, ma'am.
So did you enroll
Ma'am, I have
yourself in this?
yeah, I have enrolled it and I have completed
Did you
data
finish it?
analyst with AI certificate
Mm.
also.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay. Huh, then good. No, did you get your offer letter?
Yeah, yeah, ma'am. I guess.
Okay, great. Then you don't have to do anything. Then you don't have to do anything. You can
Ma'am, is
just
there
attend
any
the next masterclass.
work we have to do on today?
No, nothing of that sort. If you were not able to learn what sir was teaching that time, maybe you can see the recording. If you want to try something, you can do that on your own. There is no compulsion as such.
Okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Bye. Yes, Vanshika. So people who have completed their certificate, who people who have got their offer letters, you don't have anything to worry about. Just attend the next master class that we have. That is on the 31st, I think. So just attend that. Yes, Aryan. Yes, Mohak. Anyone who wants to talk can just unmute yourself and we can just have a conversation. Okay, I'm assuming no one wants to talk. Okay, so I'm hoping you all have filled in your uh, attendance. Maybe you can just give me a thumbs up and then we can end this session. Okay. Yes. So Priyanka has put up the link on the WhatsApp group and everything will be shared in the WhatsApp channel. So please keep checking it. Please keep doing as we say so that it is easier for us to collaborate together and make this a good, important, successful internship for you. Yes. Okay. So I'll stop sharing my screen. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. And we'll see you in the next upcoming masterclass, which is on the 31st of August. We are excited to see you and let's meet on that day.